Hello everyone, this is a Trade Central tutorial series, and in this video we are going to see how you can journal your trades using Trade Central. So first you have to go to tradecentral.in. Once you're on the website, click on login and log in using your credential. If you don't have an account, sign up, it's free. So once you log in, you will be taken to your dashboard, and there are a bunch of stuff that you'll see, and most of which we have covered in previous videos. So if you want to learn more about the dashboard and the different stats that you see, you can go to our YouTube channel and watch. And in this video, we are just going to focus on how you can create journals. So let's get started. So we have a option to add a journal, which is available globally. Like any page you are in on the website, you can always access this add journal button here on the top right, and you can access all the journals from this left menu. Click on my journal, all journals, and here you are. So here you can see some dummy trades, uh, some old journals, and you also see a plus icon next to each of those. You can click on it and it will show you the detailed summary of the trade, like your entry, stop loss, target, chart, tags, or anything else that you have, right? So that's a good way to quickly take a look at any trade without directly going through the detail page of it. So that's that, and now we're going to see how you can create a new journal. So you click on the new journal here, this button, or you can also click here. So once you are on add journal page, you will see a bunch of things. So first is portfolio. We have a video on portfolio and how you can set up new portfolio. So you have to select a portfolio. Portfolios, you can create multiple portfolios for paper trading, for live trading, and within that you could have like for different asset classes you can have different, and you can also have like swing portfolio or a intraday portfolio. So in this case, let me select stocks intraday, and then you have to specify a strategy. We have a video for strategy as well, so where you can learn how you can create a strategy and the purpose of it. So in this case, like when you create a trade, you are generally following some study or some strategy, right? So you can specify that strategy. So let's say in this case it's trend line breakout, and you can create as many strategies as you want. Next thing you have to provide is entry date. So when exactly the trade was entered into. So let's say 29th April and 10:30 or 10:40. Security, let's say Tesla. And since we have specified the portfolio is stocks intraday, let's make it an intraday trade, and let's make it a shorting opportunity. Entry, so this is your entry price, like where you entered the trade. So let's say 700. These are some hypothetical values, and stop loss is, let's say, 705, and our target is 690. So in this case, we get a risk reward of 2, which is automatically calculated for us. This is a decent RR, so let's go ahead with this. Quantity, let's say 200. Trade reason, so this is where you specify your thought process um, about like why you are taking this trade, right? I mean, it could be like as simple as you are just following the strategy, right? Once you have specified a strategy, you can also do that. But apart from that, if you also have some other factors, for example, like if you are buying, let's say, automotive stock, like and then there is probably some good news as well to support it, about the industry as a whole, or maybe you know some good news have come, like specific to a company which you are trading, or it could be anything else, right? I mean, for all you know, I mean, like or maybe like there are some technical indicators apart from your own strategy which are also supporting this, so you can provide all those details here. So I'm just going to provide, since this is a dummy trade, I'm not going to put in a lot of details. The next thing is link. So link is basically as specified here, you can add a link to a chart. So for example, whatever charting platform that you use, so in this case we are using TradingView. So let's go to Tesla. Okay, so let's create a dummy trade somewhere, like, we don't need to be, let's create a short position here. Let's say we entered here. It's not really the same thing that we have entered. This is just to give you an idea. Okay, so this is where we shorted, and this was our stop loss, and this. So basically, like, these are things which you generally do before you enter into a trade. Like, you determine your entry, your exits. So now this is what your chart is. You generally also have your indicators set up in this chart, right? So, and your time frame specified, like, so basically it shows the strategy and also your thought process, like, what you're thinking when you took this trade. So now then your chart is in a it's looking like, it's depicting the trade. Then in TradingView it supports, like, creating a URL for your chart. It also allows you to save the image, save the chart as an image. So you could do either of those. In this case, we are going to copy this URL and we are going to paste it. So this, along with the trade reason, would be very, very useful when you come back to this trade for analysis purpose. And it will give you or complete details into, or your complete thought process, like what you were thinking when you took this trade, right? So that's what the whole purpose of doing this journaling is, right? So here we have entered the link, and the next is chart. So as I said, like, TradingView allows exporting the chart to a file as well that you can download and upload it here. Whatever platform you are using, like, it should either support link or charting, or you can, if nothing works, like, you can always take a screenshot of the chart using Windows, Mac, or Linux, whatever you are using, and just upload that file here. And generally these are the details that we need for, like, when you are entering into a trade, and you can simply say trade active and save it. And so your trade is created. It shows here, like, active, as you can see. And when you have any update to made, or, like, your exit has occurred, like, it could be a target or it could be a stop loss. That's when you come back to it and update it. This is not necessary that you create a trade as and when you are actually taking a trade, but I'm just showing you a workflow. You can always, like, create the journals after end of the day, where you can at the same time, like, you can provide all these details including your exit and all. So that's also, you can do that. So there is no right or wrong way of doing it. So the whatever is your trading style, you can do it as per that. So now that exit price, let's say our trade was successful. In that case, our exit price would have been 690. So let me make it 690. Exit reason, target is met. In this case, you can also specify other exits. Your stop losses hit, or maybe you're trailing the stop losses which was hit, or there could be a strategy timeout. It could be a manual exit. It could be auto square off at the time of closing of the market. In case of intraday, it could be any other reason, right? So in this case, let's say target met. And when did this happen? So let's say it was an intraday trade, 29th. We took it around 10:40, I guess. Yeah, so let's say it completed around, let's say, 11:15. And it, even though it shows you like 15 or 5 minute uh, intervals, but that's not necessary that you have to select either of those. You can select the closest one, and you can always modify it to the precise timing that you had. Like, if you exited or entered it specifically, let's say 11:12, you can always do this. You can modify this. So then it automatically calculates, once you provide the exit price, it automatically calculates your PL points, your PL amount. Broker fees is not here. Broker fees is automatically calculated if you are on Zerodha, because we currently support only one broker. But if you are on any other broker fees will be zero. So you need to kind of manually take care of it. We plan to add, like, support more brokers in future. So as and when we have the broker that you use, it will automatically be calculated for you. And if you are using Zerodha, then it will still be calculated for you. Trade analysis. So this is when, like, once you have completed the trade, and that's when, like, you want to enter your thoughts. Okay, what went right, what went wrong, what you could have done better. Maybe like your stop loss was too tight, or maybe like, you should have probably kind of, entered at a better price, or like, or you could have probably waited for a pullback. I mean, whatever it is, like, it depends, like, depending on your strategy and depending on how you trade. You can provide some more details of about, like, so in this case I could always say that, okay, I could have um, gone for a higher target since support was still, uh, let's say, 0.5% below the target, something like that. I mean, I could have kind of probably made more money, because it didn't really hit the support, intraday support. It could have gone further down. So I mean, this is just like some random analysis, but I mean, I hope you get the point, right? So, and this analysis would be very useful, like, when you revisit this trade in the future. So, like, this trade reason and this trade analysis. So these things kind of, are going to be extremely useful, to make you a better trader. And the next thing is tags. So tags, we have a video for that, like, where we have provided more details about, like, what tags are and how you can use them. So tags essentially are basically you want to tag a trade with like certain mistakes you did, or maybe like, certain right things that you did. So in this case, like, I could say like exited too early, because I think as per the analysis, the target could have been, much lower, right? So this could be a tag. Or maybe if it is a kind of, it could be a late entry, it could be over trading, it could be chasing price. You can create as many trades, as many tags as you want, and you can pick those things. So this would be very useful later on to kind of, see, when you go to this reports, you can see there is something called tag analysis. When you go there, you can see, like, which are the mistakes you are making more often. So then you can focus on those kind of, and going in future and reduce those things. And you can also have like which are the things you are doing right more often, then you can kind of, focus on that and make sure like you repeat those things in future as well. So that's how these tags are very useful. And now this trade status is completed. You can click complete and save it. And you can also see, like, some trades, some other options like planned and canceled. So for example, if you are planning a trade in advance, like, it could be, let's say, a swing trade, or it could be a positional trade, could even be an intraday trade, for all that matter, for that matters. So you can basically provide your like possible entry price, exit price, and all those details, and tentative date. And like, you can put the status as planned, so you have this in the system. And when your entry criteria is met, you can mark it as active, and you can update the entry date and time, and even the entry price if it has changed from what you initially thought, and all that. Cancelled is like something you planned initially, but you decided, okay, that what you were waiting for, or your entry condition did not happen, so you cancel the trade. So instead of, deleting it, you can just mark it as cancelled. So in this case, we'll do it completed and do it date. So now you can see it is updated, as it is showing it as a win. And the PL amount is being shown. It is being also showing you the type of trade, like it was a short trade, it was an intraday trade, and what was the strategy used. You can always click on this plus icon, and you can see more details, and to see your exit targets and all that. And you can also see your reason analysis. Plus, you can also see the chart. You can click on it and go, and this will give you a very good idea about, like, how this trade actually happened, and what were you thinking when you took this trade. you know so so that's all there is to it, like, to creating a journal. So and as you know, like, you might be thinking few other things, if you are a seasoned trader, that okay, this is fine, but how do I add to my position, how do I pyramid my trades, right? So Trade Central is a new platform, and we are kind of still working on new features. It's a work in progress. And so that is one thing which we are kind of, planning to build in future. And as of now, we don't support pyramiding or multiple targets, multiple exits. But what you can always do is, like, as a workaround for your pyramid trade, like, if something is a trade is going in your favor and you want to add to it, you can always create a new trade for it, right? And you can mention in the notes that, okay, this is a parameter it for this, so that at least you have a reference to it. And in any case, I think it will still record everything correctly, and you are not losing on anything. But yeah, I mean, it's a workaround. It's not really a proper solution. So as I said, we are working on it, and we'll launch this feature as soon as possible. So I guess this is all there is to the adding the journals. And if you have any questions about it, you can always contact us using this contact link. You can go to the community and ask a question there, or you can also comment on this YouTube video in case you have any question. And in next video, we are going to cover the reports and how these reports can be used, and how you can kind of help you make a